Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you're all okay. Hope everyone's well. You nearly didn't get a 1 o'clock, to be honest. My computer decided it was going to update and nothing would work, and I've had to go and get it all done really, really quickly. But I'm here and it's working and we're all okay. Hope you had a lovely, lovely weekend. I had a really good weekend. I'm still in a very good mood. I don't know why, I'm very cheery. I have been for like 4 days. I don't know what's the matter with me. Hi Anne, hi Claire, hi Jean, hi Lynn. Hello my lovelies, how are you all? We're going to do a little pouch today. We've only got 1 o'clock this week because of Malvern. We have excuse the state of us, as you can see. I'm a bit of a mess because we are packing the van. The van turned up nice and early, which was great. And we managed to we've got about half packed already. So it's just hard work. It's heavy going. Hi Kate, hi Carolyn, hi Ali, hello my darlings. So yes, we're packing the van, we're off to Malvern in the morning. We'll do setup tomorrow, set the stand and all up. But I will try and do lives each day, as we always do when we go away from a show you what's going on. If you are coming to Malvern and come and see us, follow the pretty lights. We've got our sparkly lights up so you'll be able to see us. Come and see us. I really do hope that some of you are coming and you'll come and say hello. What else is going on? Can't remember. Something else I was going to tell you. Can't remember what it is, but never mind. It'll come to me and I'll blurt it out in a moment. Hi Jane. Hi Linda. Hi Rena. Hello my lovelies. So this is a pattern. This little pattern that we're going to do is a pattern I found on Pinterest. Beth actually made one and she did this beautiful with a crown for the coronation. She did like a beautiful embroidery down at J&B on one of their machines and put it on there. And it was just a really cute little project. So I will post a link to the place that I found the pattern, okay, on Facebook once we're done. But I thought, well, let's have a little go at it. Let's have a go together. So I'm going to flip over to the overhead. Hopefully I'm over here, my darlings. And we're going to make one of these little teacup pouches. Now, my teacup wasn't very rounded. I'm going to make the next one rounded. And frankly, this handle was evil. I did not like stuffing that. I'm not going to stuff the next one. We're going to do it without stuffing it. But it's just a really cute. You've got a little pocket on the back there. Added a little bit of lace. I'm using some of that Watermarks fabric because I thought it looked like willow pattern china. And this is one of the blues that are coordinating. The Watermarks is all on the website. And then you've got a little zip inside and just a nice little pouch. I think this would be a really cute present. If you were maybe given, if you've got a tea drinking friend, you could put some specialty teas and bits and pieces in there, maybe a little tea peg or something in there, and give it as a little present. I thought it'd be quite cute, but really, really sweet little pattern. So that's what we're going to have a go at today. Hi Cheryl, hi Melba. So what you're going to need is, let's have a look. From your plain, you're going to need a 6 3/4 by 2.5. And you're going to need a 6 3/4 by 5 5/8. You know I hate the 8ths, but that's what it is. And then for your handle, you want a 1 3/4 by 7. Okay. And then for your patterned fabric, which is makes the base of you could do it all in one colour, I suppose, if you wanted to. But I quite liked this. I've got this one here, which is like I said, the Watermarks. The pattern is 6 3/4 by 4. And 6 3/4 by 8 1/4. Okay, and that's going to make my back pocket. Just remember, if you're using a directional fabric like this, that the 6 3/4 is the length. Okay, the 4 is that way. All right, same with that one. You need a bit of lining fabric, so I'm just using a bit of plain white, which are 6 3/4 by 5 5/8. You want 2 of those. You want a little bit of fusible foam. Again, I quite liked it padded, but it doesn't have to be padded. But if you want some fusible foam that's 6 by 5. You need a 6-inch zip. Now I'm using zip on a roll, so I've just cut my zip. And then if you want to decorate it, a little bit of lace or something, but you don't have to decorate it. I just thought it looked sweet. Okay, so first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to add this one onto this one. Okay, so that was the 4-inch by 6 3/4, and then the blue, which was 2.5. We're going to sew these right sides together, 1/4 of an inch all the way down. So that's where we're going first of all. Let's get over to here, hopefully. My machine is most definitely poorly. It really is definitely poorly. It needs to go and be serviced. It's skipping stitches terribly. I was sewing all day yesterday. I managed to get loads of stuff done for the shop, and then managed to do a bit of my own stuff as well, which is a miracle. But I had to clean it out 3 times because it's just skipping stitches. It's playing up. I think I've worked her too hard. Yes, let's see, it's catching again already. So just sewn down there 1/4 of an inch. All right, I go to this one. Okay, and then you just want to iron this out nice and flat. So I'm just going to very quickly do that. You could iron it open if you wanted to. It's only a pouch, but I'm just going to iron it up like that. And then I'm going to add on, if you want to add a little bit of lace or something, you can add that on now. Okay, so I want a bit that's just a weeny bit bigger, because it's easier to have it a bit bigger and trim it down. I'm going to pop a couple of pins in. So, I remember what I was going to ask you, ladies. Do any of you use a wool pressing mat? We've had some come into the shop and I'm intrigued by them. It's not something I've ever used, so I don't know if they're any good. But do any of you use one? I've put them on the website. If you're interested, we've got some in 2 different sizes. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to stitch this down. So I'm going to stitch along that top line there, and I'm going to pick a line along here as well, just to attach that lace. But yeah, I've never actually used one. I don't know if they're worth it. I know some people swear by wool mats. Do any of you have them? Are they worth it? Because they're not cheap. They're a little bit on the spenny side. They really are. But are they worth it? Is it one of those pieces of equipment you think, I'm so glad I spent the money on, or do you not? Carol Jones. Oh, Carol, my lovely, could you give us a call at the shop? Sarah's been trying to get hold of you, my love. But we don't have a phone number for you. You've got a wool mat and they're great. Oh, right. Okay. Cool. How are they great? What do you find about them? Ali, you say you've got them and you love them too. Do they press better? Do you get a better, flatter, seam? What is it you like about them, please? Because I'm intrigued whether I get one or not. Lynn. Yeah, you use one. I like it, but if you use steam with it, it makes it... But if you steam, make sure it's dry, otherwise it can get smelly. Oh, right, okay. I suppose because it's wool. Yeah, it's going to smell like wet sheep. Nice. I don't tend to steam anything. I'm of the old school that you don't steam at all. So, fair enough. You haven't used one. Claire, you've got a basic cut and press board which has been recovered a couple of times. Yeah, I've got obviously my June Taylor one that I love. I use it a lot. It's brilliant. And what I'm going to do now is just trim off that lace in line with. Okay, it's going to be trimmed down anyway, but just to get that like that. And hopefully now that should be the same size. It's not. Why is it not? Oh, don't tell me I cut that wrong. Let me just double check. No? Oh, we'll just trim this one down to make it fit. Because I know that's the right size for the... I probably didn't cut one of these right. I was doing it in a bit of a rush yesterday. Let's just trim that down. Get rid of a little bit of that. Make sure they're the same size. You basically want the front and the back the same size. I've obviously cut something wrong somewhere. I've got a rotary cutter somewhere. Leslie, you have one. And it's good, but when I see you're pressing on your mat, it always looks better as the results. Oh, right, okay. So, yeah, see, I know people rave about them. They really do. So, well, we'll have to wait and see. So, what I've got now is I've got my little front piece, and this is going to be the back, okay, in that colour. Next thing I want to do is take my pocket piece, which is this one. That was the 8 1/4 by 6 3/4. We're going to fold that one in half, like that. I'm going to press in a little seam in the middle, and we're going to top stitch that. It's a really simple little pouch, okay? So we're going to top stitch along there, okay? There we go. Oh, ow, that was my knee. Can you hear little man squealing? I mean, proper squealing. Josh is just winding him up. Something good and proper today. It's Josh and Jonah day today. And, yeah. The squeals that are coming out there, they're wrestling. And Josh is throwing him around all over the place. There we go, like that. Okay, again, I'm just going to give that a quick press, make it nice and sharp. There we go. Hi Marion, how are you, lovely? Right, so that's now going to sit on top of there like that. Okay, there we go, like that. Okay, just to make sure that that's all nice and as it should be, which it is. You can pop a pin in there just to hold that. We're going to put those aside for now, and then we're going to work on these ones. All right, so what you want to do is measure them down. You want 2 inches from the top, not that there's a top and bottom, but I'm going to measure down 2 inches there, like that, both sides, like that. I'm going to fold it in half, and that 2-inch mark there is where I'm just going to, now if you want to draw a curve, use a circle template or draw a curve or something, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to freehand mine, okay, just because I'm lazy. I'm going to make it a bit more of a curve shape this time. It was a bit shallow on the last one. There we go, like that. And open that back out, and then I just want to just trim off that little point there. Okay, so I'm just making that kind of teacup shape. I'm then going to pop that one on top of that one, like that, and use it as my pattern. So this is H640 that I'm using, which is the fusible fleece. I love this stuff. I use it for lots and lots of things. It's very useful. If you don't have any of this, you could use just normal wadding and spray based it. But I love the H640 stuff. I always got a little bit in the stash. What are we making? Marion, we're making one of these, lovely. We're making one of these little teacup pouches. You know, little zipped pouch. Just something a little bit fun and silly. What we're going to do now with these is we're going to iron them to, so with the fusible fleece you've got glue on this side. We're going to pop them onto our lining fabric and just centre it. Let me just show you. Just centre it roughly on there, okay? So like that, like that. The other one on the other one, other piece of lining fabric. Does he want to come and say hello? Jonah, do you want to come and say hello to the ladies? Sorry, he's trying to get into me. Very quickly then. Come and say hello to the ladies. Hang on. Girls, I'm just going to come back over here a minute. Come on then. Do you want to come and say hello to everybody?
You should do slow, tiny steps towards
it. Where you were trying to creep in, were you? Look who's there. Is that our Jonah on there? He needs a haircut, don't you, mate? Can you wave at the ladies? Can you say hi? Can you wave? Can Jonah do waving? You thinking about it? That's it. Good boy, do waving. Say hi, everyone. Say I'm filthy because I've just had my lunch. I've had a big long nap, haven't you? Say bye then. You're gonna go and play with Josh. Gonna go play with Joshy. Say bye. Go on then. Go find Joshy.
Go on, buddy.
Very busy. Go find Joshy. Good boy. Watch the plug. Good boy. There we go. Right.
You go.
There's a little sausage. Right. So he might actually leave us alone now. He just likes to see himself on the screen, I think. Right, so you've just bought another me today. You have, Marion. I gave it to your lovely husband earlier. I like to flip it over and I iron it. So I've got the glue on the fabric and iron it from this side. I just find it activates better than trying to get the heat through. So you've got a question. What do people use on bunting to attach the pennants to? Claire, I use cotton India tape. We've got some in the shop. We've got it on the website. It's like a cotton ribbon basically. But you could use anything. You can make your own. You can make bias binding. But with the cotton India tape, if you go for the slightly wider one that's about that wide, it's already edged. You don't have to hem it or anything. You can just fold it over and stitch all the way along. It's really easy. Really, really easy. So we're not going to have little man here for much longer. He starts nursery soon. He's starting nursery, so he's not going to be it. Josh gets his days back. But yeah, I'm not going to have him on we're not going to have my Wednesday nights anymore. I'm very upset. Right, okie doke. What I'm going to do now is we're going to trim all this down. But first of all, I want to get these to the right shape as well. So I'm going to take my pocket piece like that. I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to put this, so I've got the wrong side to the, sorry, brain's gone. I want that to sit like that. wrong side to the wadding. Oh, my brain went all screwy then for a second. No, it don't. No, I don't, because I need to see there, like that. This on top. Lining to the right side of the little bag. Pin it in place or clip it or something. Like that. And then that side. Okay, same on this one. So right side together like that. Pin that one in, and then I'm just going to use this as a template, basically. You could make yourself a little paper template, but you can do it like this. You've used ribbon as well as bias on bunting. Yeah, absolutely, you could use that. Lots and lots of things you can use, guys. And then you're just going to give yourself about 3/8 of an inch all the way around, edge of foot type seam allowance. So I'm just going to, again, you could measure if you want. You don't have to be overly exact. I'm just eyeballing it. There we go. All the way up like that. Just trim that bit off there. And the same on the other one. So there's no real like pattern piece or anything with this. It's all just, you know, use a cup or a plate or something, I suppose, if you wanted to. But I tend to just eyeball it. As long as you've got a seam allowance there, you're fine. Okay, there we go, like that. Now this is the pocket piece. Okay, what you want to do now is you just want to tack this together. So I'm just going to literally go about 1/8 of an inch all the way around there just to hold that pocket so it's all nice and flat. Okay, so back over here, my lovelies. Your internet on the other side is very bad, all because of a bad local bad load shedding. Oh, is that where your electricity and all goes, lovely? Oh, it's such a nightmare for you, isn't it? There we go. So this is just a tacking stitch, basically. You're just keeping it all together. So all the way around, like that. Nice and close to the edge, so you don't see those stitches later on. All the way around I go. Yeah, a thick wide ribbon. If you've got wide ribbon there, that would work. Like Ali said, Claire, that works really well as well. Really well. There we go. Okay. Right, now we're going to tackle the zip. Now we're going to tackle the zip. So, we're going to start with one of our lining pieces. Okay. And we're going to pop our zip down. Now, this is way too big. As you can see, it's like 10 inches. What I'm going to start by doing is cutting it down. You need six inches of the actual zip plus the bit on the ends, okay? So, because I haven't got any stoppers on this one, just be careful, like that. So, I'm going to put the lining face up, the zip goes on face up, okay? Like that. Now, you can use your fabric glue pen. You did that the other day actually on a different zip, and that worked brilliantly. I can't remember which one of you lovely ladies told me about that. That was a brilliant thing, but I don't know what I've done with it, so I'm going to double pin this. So I'm going to pin that in place to start with, and then I'm going to put the pocket piece face down on top of this. So I'm sandwiching that zip in between, and then I'm going to use more pins, more pins. So I'm just getting all of those on the raw edge like that. Line it up as you go, and I'm keeping the pins like this side so it's easy for me to take them out in a moment. Just lining it all up. I've got the zip open as well. I find that easier to start with. Okay, line that up there. Oh, come on. Let's get that one in there. And this one I'm just going to put in flat because it's where the zip pull is, so you haven't got much space. So I'm going to put the zip in flat. I find that, again, that helps. I'm going to put my zipper foot on, and we're going to stitch all the way down there. So, Jean, was it you? Might have been you that told me, lovely, about the glues and glue pen for putting your zips in. It did really work last time. It was such a good little tip, and I'd not tried it before. So hang on, I'm just getting gone a little bit. I'm knocked it, picking little man up. I'm going to put my zipper foot on. I know Sarah does it without a zipper foot, but I just prefer a zipper foot. I've got one. Why not use it? So I'm not going to go mega close to the stitch here, the zip. I'm going to come just away from it a little bit. I'm going to take out that first pin, and I'm actually going to take my pins out as I go with this time. So I'm going to go all the way down. taking my pins off as you go. Get into it. I'm going to take that one out. Getting to the point where I'm going to hit that zipper pull. So needle down, foot up. I always bring it then to the front because I can find that pull easy then, like that. Just gently ease it, and again I've got no stopper on the end, so I've got to make sure. Sorry, I know this isn't helpful because my fingers are in the way, but I've just pulled it past the foot carefully. Okay, and I'm going to reline that up like that. Oh, I've missed a step. I haven't done the handle on the other bit. Luckily I started this side. Same time having to move the pins. Yeah, definitely, hun. Yeah, I should have used it on this, but I don't know where I've dubbed it down. I've dubbed it down somewhere. Okay, so I've stitched along there like that, and then this is going to flip all the way over and all the way over like that. One side of my zip's in, but I should have put my handle on first onto the other bit. We're going to do that first, all right? So I like to then just pop a couple of clips in the bottom just to hold it all down. There's one side of my zip in nicely. So let's go back to the handle. Now, I have to say I hated doing this handle. Absolutely hated doing this. It was a little thin tube, and I'm gonna do it this way to show you that they then stuffed. I am not going to stuff it because it took me about 40 minutes to stuff this tiny little tube. It was an absolute nightmare. I'm going to show you the little trick that she did on her video, on her pattern, about pulling this little skinny tube through. If you wanted to, you could do one of, you know, our usual fold in and over again handles with a little bit of foam in there. If you want a padded handle, that would work. But I'm going to stick true to the pattern for now. We're going to put these right sides together and stitch down that long length. What have you all been up to anyway, my darlings? Anybody been up to anything fun? I'm going to leave the zipper foot on for now, just to save messing around. So just lock stitch it to start, and then we're just going to do a little seam all the way down. Anybody been up to anything interesting this weekend? What have you been making? I actually got to do some of my own sewing yesterday, which was really nice. Don't get to do that very often. But yeah, it was nice. I got loads done. I had a very productive day yesterday. There we go. Right. Okay, so how she did this was really cool, and hopefully it'll work on camera. It worked when I did it on this one. So she got a piece of thread, you know, nice bright colour, and a decent sized needle. Double thread and knot it. Now you guys might know this trick. I'd not seen it before. I always tend to use a loop turner, but this worked really, really well. She then, so in the seam allowance, in this top corner here, in the seam allowance, I'm going to go through and then split the thread and go through the thread so that basically I'm knotting it at the top. Okay, so I've knotted that contrast thread right at the top here, but in the seam allowance. I'm then just going to drop the needle, like the blunt end of the needle, through the tube all the way down. Have any of you done this before? You've just started sewing again after not sewing for 17 years. Kids, and today you made a couple of little bowls. Oh, lovely. Oh, that's fab, Judy. Welcome back to the dark side. It's brilliant here. We have fabric. You're just back from a holiday on Sunday. Lovely, Jean. Oh, yes, you said you had lovely. You've just come in from the garden. Fabulous. So I've pulled that needle all the way through like that. And then you start pulling. Okay. And you start pulling like this. And hopefully it goes. It's not going to do it today. Come on. No. Right. If I just tuck that first little bit in, will it go? If I just turn that, because I mean, trying to turn a tiny tube is horrible. So if you flip the very first bit in, there you go, like that. Just tuck that first bit in, and then if I pull, it should pull through, hopefully. Go on, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? I bet you're not, are you? You're going to prove me wrong. Well, it wasn't me, it was this tutorial's trick. Oh, it worked first time yesterday. It was brilliant. Come on. Ah, there we go. It's suddenly gone. And you can pull the whole thing through. I think it just takes a bit of practice. Because she did it like that. And I was like, oh, that's so clever. There we go. And then chop off that. like that, and you've got that turned through. You're then going to get the seam on the back, so it's central on the back like that, so you can see I've got my seam here, and give that a quick press. You made lots of little hearts for the charity. Oh, lovely, Carol. Yes, we'll do a 1 o'clock on that so that people can see what you're doing. Obviously not this week because we're at Malvern, but next week we will do that so that people can sort of raise awareness a little bit. You tack across the end and use the prim. Yes, I've got one of those. They're brilliant. That's appropriate. I use Star Wars fabric. Ah, lovely, lovely, lovely. I love a bit of Star Wars. We're proper geeks in this house. So I've got my little handle now. She then stuffed it, which I have to say was really difficult. So I'm going to have a little go, but I don't think it's going to work. You've been working on lots of projects. Lovely. Usual thing, finish the top and put to one side, you're starting a new one. Cheryl, you sorting out a big mess in your craft room, is sorting it out, but it always looks worse before it gets better. Lovely. Trying to get stuff into this tiny little hole was a flipping nightmare, because you've got to try and get it in to start with, and once with your finger like that, and I've lost my crochet hook that I was using. Just try using this for now, and then kind of shove it down in. Oh, I didn't enjoy this bit, I have to say. I would come up with a different way of stuffing the handle. There's my crochet hook. End of a crochet hook, and kind of, and then that would happen. There's got to be an easy way of doing a little padded handle than this. I didn't like it, but I'm not going to do it today. But you just basically pad out your handle, all right? Don't over pad it because you need to be able to bend it, but just wiggle out some of that wadding, that stuff in. Pad it out a little bit, okay? Oh, now I'm going to have to pad it a little bit, aren't I? Because I can't put it in the pouch. And then I'd have to unpick it all and it would annoy me. Hang on, you're going to have to bear with me a minute. Could you put piping cord? Oh, that's a good shout. Yes, that would work. A thick piping cord in there. That would be that's a really, good shout, missus. Like that idea. I don't know where all my... I still haven't sorted my room out. It's still just all in boxes under the tables from the move. So... hi, Heather. How are you, lovely? No electricity in the hall, so you went for a coffee instead. Oh, dear. Oh, bless you. That's a shame. Right, let's put just a weeny bit more in there and we can put the handle on. This is very dull for you to watch me try and stuff this in here. But it's not easy. There's got to be an easy way. Yeah, piping cord. I like that idea. You know, if you get a really thick one, that's a really good shout. Once you get the first bit in, you can kind of shove it in a bit, but it's not easy. Come on. Come on, get that last bit. Does not want to go in there. So who's coming to Malvern? Is anybody coming down to see us? Anybody? I know some of you are because you've already told me you're coming. But who else is coming to Malvern? It's such a lovely show, the spring one. It's one of the busier shows, but not silly busy. But definitely, if you can, take a packed lunch. But the weather's supposed to be really nice the next few days, so it is lovely. There we go. That's enough stuffing in there for now. Don't stuff the very, very ends. On this bit here, which is the front with the bit of lace, you just want to add this in now. So I put it kind of on the top of the lace there, like that, and we're going to baste this in place, which is why I would suggest not padding right to the very end. And then I'm going to curve it round. Come on. I hate toy stuffing. Here we go. That's why I don't make toys. And then that's going to come round like that. So I'm making that little C shape, which will be the handle. Okay. We're going to baste that in place, and then we're going to do the other half of the zip. Because I should have done this first before I whipped around to the zip, shouldn't I? You're coming on Thursday. Woohoo! Excellent. Cheryl, you've tidied up your craft room a couple of weeks ago. Oh, sorry, it's Jean, sorry. Your friend's staying. You left it tidy as I had someone else stay in a couple of weeks. You can leave everything lying out again. Oh, I know, it's nice when you can just... I have to say, that's the joy of having this room now, is that I can just walk away from it. It's just so nice. And I'm not looking at it when we're sat at, because it was all over my dining room table for 3 years. What about bows or jelly rug wadding? Oh, that's a good shout as well, Lynn. Yeah, that might work. Yeah, just to give it a little bit of something. But this toy stuffing was a bit irritating. I'm just tacking this in, so I want it again about an eighth of an inch away from the edge. There we go. Okay, right. Back to the other side of the zip. Now I've done that bit. So we're going to pretend basically that this bit here isn't on it. You're going to repeat what you did on the first bit. So top of the zip goes in line with, and I'm just lining up kind of the edges as well along there and making sure that these are in line. I've lost all my pins again. Pop that one in like that, and then come along here like that and pop the zip up this side. So get those two in first. I'm going to open that up a weeny bit more. It's just a bit easier. And then we're going to put this one on top. So just like we did the first side of the zip, I'm going to pop one in like that. There. I'm going to leave that bottom pin in because it makes life easier. Another pin there. Line them all up. I always like a little zipper pouch, but I can never be bothered to mess with zips. So I think the more I'm doing though, the easier I'm finding them. I'm going to put another one in there because that's just moving a weeny bit. Find a pin. There you go. Right, and then just like we did last time, I'm going to stitch all the way down, take my pins out as I go. And we're nearly there. Eileen, you're coming on Friday. Woohoo! Lovely. Can't wait to see you, darling. Claire, your cabin's a mess. Oh, I tell you what, I really do need to get some proper storage for under these tables because I can't find anything. I don't know where half my bits are. Trying to find that bit of cotton lace yesterday was ridiculous. I was like, I've got loads of cotton lace. Do you think I can find it? No. Right, that zip pull's in the way again now, so I'm just going to come down a weeny bit so I can get past it. There we go. Now I've got enough room. I didn't want to go too far that way in case I lost it. Right, so find the zip pull, needle down, and just wiggle it along. Come on. Come on. Sorry, I know my hands are in the way, but I can't get it past. There we go. I find it easier by turning this towards me to get the zip to go past. If I try and do it with the project in place, I can never get it past like this bit of the foot. So it's just, I'm sure there's other ways of doing it. But like I said, I don't do a lot of zips. I'm a quilter, not like a, sewer. Cheryl, you ran out of storage space for fabric, so your papercraft stuff is being banished to the loft. Oh, bless you. Sometimes, though, we just need to, concentrate on one hobby, don't we? Yeah. Right. Hopefully that zip is in. Let's go back over here. Double check. Yes, it is. Right. Whatever I do, don't. There we go. It's there. Right. We're going to now finish this last little bit of the pouch. So what I want to do now is I want to make sure that zip is halfway open because we'll need to be able to turn it through. I'm going to pull the outers together and then the linings together. Now I'm probably teaching you all to suck eggs. You've probably done loads of pouches like this. And then I'm going to line it up so the zip is facing out. So basically I'm making the zip go that way towards the outer and lining up those, I don't know if you can see, the linings there. Okay. I like to use clips at this point. I find it easier than pins. All the way around, lots and lots of clips. There we go. And again on this side, make sure that the zip is going upwards and I'm pushing that out of the way so that I can get the linings to line up. That's what I want, is the linings. There. And then more clips, round we go. There. So you can see that the handle's tucked in as well. And then we're going to see if my machine can cope with the thickness of going over here because she's not behaving at all. She really isn't. So, right, I'm going to start stitching here. I'm going to stitch all the way around and I'm going to finish here. I don't want to stitch in this bit here. This is my turning gap, okay? So back over we go. Off we go. So that one can come out. I've left my zipper foot on because again I find it easier, and basically I'm using the edge of the zipper foot which coincides with the edge of the fleece all the way around is my seam allowance. Okay, it's about a 3/8 of a seam allowance all the way around. Get over that zip. Please behave, machine, be a good girl. Otherwise I'll buy a new machine at Melbourne and then you won't like it because you'll get relegated. You'll find it helpful. I've only ever made clothes before, not pouches, etc. Ah, fab, Jodie. Excellent. Remember, if you go on our YouTube channel, we've got hundreds and hundreds of videos now with lots and lots of projects and stuff. Lots of things, you know, for you to little things for you to have a little play at and all until you know sort of get going properly again. Keep an eye out for a newsletter as well, guys. That should be coming through if you've signed up. Keep an eye out for the newsletter. Sean was doing one. It should be coming out in the next couple of days. It's going to have hopefully details of our newest quilt along, which I will be starting soonish. You'll need some forceps for the stuffing. Oh, that's a good plan. Not thought of that, Leslie. Yeah, that's a really good shout. I've got some somewhere, some like long tweezers for like shoving it in. And then we go. We're just coming round to this side just to leave myself a turning gap. There we go. Okay, this is where I hope I remembered to open the zip, because we're going to pull it all the way through that gap. I've left a nice big gap like that. You could do a small one if you want, but I don't see the point. And we're going to turn it all the way through. So push it through like that. And hopefully I did open the zip, so that's okay. You can go back over the zip a couple of times as well, and then you're going to push it through the zip. So it looks like a little mess like that to start with. Get your fingers in there. There we go, like that. Push it all out. So you can open that zip right up now. And I tend to find that gap and really get my hand in there to get that round. So I tend to use the edge of my nail to go round the seam, but you can use a turner or anything, crochet hook. Just get your finger in that seam. You can clip into it, I suppose, if you wanted to. I don't think you need to. There we go. Push that all out like that, and then I can zip that back up and make sure that's all as it is. Oh, my zip's a little bit dodgy there, but it's not. Yeah, see, I should have gone a bit closer on my zip there. Ah, yeah, look how wonky that was. That's annoying. That side's lovely. That side's really wonky. I might go back in. I might open that back up and go back into that in a moment. But you can then close up that little gap. Now, I like to hand stitch them closed, but you can do them on the machine. I just turn that over and then hand stitch it so it's all nice and neat, okay? Oh, I've got somebody at the door. There we go. All that under, hand stitch that over. I'm not going to do that now, okay? Hand stitch it down. You've seen us hand stitch enough. Turn it back through like that. And do your zip up like that, okay? And you've got your little teacup pouch. Oh, I didn't have to make a mess. I'm going to have to fix that because that's going to annoy me. Look at this one. This was lovely. This one worked really well. My zip, I messed my zip up there. It must have slipped a bit. I don't like that. I like the fact that this one was all nice. Look how neat. Look, this is beautiful. It's neat. That was rubbish. It's wonky. But you've got your little teacup pouch, okay? They would be really good, actually. You could hang them. Hang on, come over here a second. You could, if you've got like a pegboard or something in your craft room, you could keep like your binding clips and then they'd sit on a pegboard, wouldn't they? You could have like a row of mugs, which would be really, really cute. But I think they're nice little gifts and stuff. It's because I'm rushing. Really cute little project. I will post a link later on, probably once I've got the van all sorted. I'll post a link later on for the Pinterest link for it, okay? Because like I said, it's not my pattern, you know, it was somebody else's, but I just thought, oh, well, we'll do our own little version of it, okay? So little cups, little teacup pouches. Really cute. Maybe if you're raising money for, maybe you're doing an afternoon tea for charity or something, you could sell these, couldn't you? It'd be nice little raffle prizes and all if you're doing like, oh, you know, like the Macmillan cake sales and everything. You know, if you ever do a Macmillan coffee morning, well, how cute would that be? You could sell them to raise extra money. So anyway, that's everything, my darlings. Yeah, great. With different tea bags. Yeah, I think that'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Everyone's saying they're going to come see us at Malvern, which is lush. Cool. I'm going to get going now because I've got a van to pack. So I will see you all. We won't see you tomorrow, but I'll definitely do a live on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So and it'll be early morning. So, you know, think of us working hard with all those fabrics while you're all having a little snooze. And we'll see you real soon. Okay. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.